PAGTOO of 500 years of faith, the celebration of the 500 years of Christianity that the Spaniards brought to our islands 500 years ago. So welcome back. And for our episode this week, I'd like to discuss with you, karoy ko i-share ha iyo ang isang libro, bagong libro nga ginsurat. Actually, it's an interview or a conversation with Pope Francis by as a priest, Father Marco Pozza. He's an Italian priest, and then yung assignment niya is with prisoners. He's a parish priest in Usanga na prison facility. The conversation is in Italian, and the book is actually in Italian, pero may ada translation. Dinhit commentaries, may ada translation. So, i-share ha iyo, dinhit aton episode yun na. And the book is entitled Vices and Virtues, a conversation with Pope Francis. Vices, mga bisyo, and virtues, mag-upay nga mga binuhatan. They are the opposite, no? Opposite of each other. Syempre, it vices, no? Lead us to perdition. Perdi, bisan it pagkabinisaya, perdi kita, yada kita pag-uukoyin mga bisyo, kung puno kita yung mga bisyo. Kasi rin tala, daugan kita, kay may ada immediate pleasure nga ato nakukuha. Pero, in the long run, in kamatuuran, and for eternity, aadi kita nagbabasol, pwede kita hinga sa impyerno kung direkta pagbabaguhon, ini nga at mga magraot nga batasan, ini nga aton mga bisyo. And opposite naman hit bisyo are virtues, mag-upay nga mga binuhatan, mag-upay nga binuhatan that will lead us to eternal happiness, to heaven. And that's all what we want to achieve in this, not in this world, no, but in the life hereafter, after life on earth, which is the eternal life. Actually, tungod nga kinabuhi. It's ironic, di ba? And it's parang, how is that possible? Nga, namamatay kita, dida pagtitikang aton eternal life. Dida pagtitikang kinabuhi nga waray katapusan. Kinabuhi nga waray katapusan. That's what our faith tells us. Asya natigin tututuha aton aton pagtuo. Salit dir kita nahahadlok hit kamatayan. Makabibido, yes, kay mahirarayo na kita, hit aton hinigugma, dita nakikitaon, hit aton hinigugma, din ha kalibutan, dito na kikitaon, pero namumulatiya haaton, hira haaton dito halangit. If they live a good life on earth, a life of virtues. And isang Greek philosopher, Aristotle and Plato, okay, teacher and student malaiton hira, nga nasiring hira, nga virtue is actually means happiness. Kung mag-upay at mga binuhatan, din ipala kalibutan, makakatagamtam na kita hin kalipayan. It's a foretaste of our life in heaven. So, ini nga libro nga yung unong hit Vices and Virtues, a conversation with Pope Francis. It's a handy guide, no? In a new series reflecting on the 7 virtues and their opposite. So guide naton ini pag-ukoyhin, maupay nga kinabuhi din na kalibutan. And then, and saring ko nga, nag-interview kan Pope Francis. This is a conversation actually. Nag-istorya ni Pope Francis yan ni Father Marco Pozza. Yung parish niya, dito hit mga periso, hiya chaplain, in usang perisuhan. So he deals with people who have lived vices, no? Nga damo ang mga bisyo, nakakabuhat hirahin krimen, salita, anto hirayan na karsel with prisuhan para pagbaydan ang era maraot na binuhatan, no? Kasi because on earth there is justice, no? Well, we try to achieve the justice that God is. Ini nga hustisya na at the end of our life matatagamtaman ta. Kay nga tanan ito't binuhatan din kalibutan. May ada consequences. May ada consequences. So our good deeds have good consequences and our bad deeds have bad consequences. So it's as simple as that. And kami nga diha hudikatura, husgado, dida. This is an earthly parang illustration, no? How justice plays out. How justice plays out. So as I said, justice is defined in simple terms. It's about giving a person what is due to the person, and then masring liwat kita nga magkakamaada hustisya kunan usa nga maraot nga binuhatan pagbabaydan nagbuhat han maraot, no? That's why we have our justice system. May ada penalty, may ada punishment hit mga tawo nga nagbubuhat hin maraot, either they go to jail pag criminal case or they pay a fine kon civil case, no? Or a fine or both, no? Pwede liwat dili hit aton criminal justice system. Pero ini naman kaibahan ito hustisya hit Ginoo, no? But okay, anit kaibahan ito hustisya hit Ginoo. I have mentioned this before also nga kun maaro kitin pasaylo kun iko-confess naton ni taton sana kun aakuon naton kun isusumat naton ni taton sana ngan magbabasol kita pinapasaylo kita. Samantala, in our justice system, kung aakuin mo, itim sana, if you will confess your crime, you will be punished. The penalty will be lower, no? Compared kung waray nim atubangan insana, waray nim karauta ngan i-confess ang insana. So yun ang difference, no? So may ada reward for being honest, for telling the truth. Yes, so that's also justice, no? That is also justice. But let's go back, no, to this book of Vices and Virtues, a conversation with Pope Francis. It is also a reflection, no, on the struggle and the beauty of everyday life. The priest and the Pope said in the book's introduction, it is a reflection on vices and virtues. So when we talk of vices and virtues, mga bisyo nga mag-upay nga mga binuhatan, nakikita ta nga amoy it aton experience on a day-to-day basis. Hit aton kalugaringon nga kinabuhi, kada adlaw nga atong kalugaringon nga kinabuhi, na-experience ta it vice and virtue, it good and bad. Diba? I mean, let's be honest, no? Din kalibutan, waray pa perfecto nga tao. Adil kita halangit pakaka-experience of magiging perfect. While on earth, we will keep on struggling against our vices, against our evil desires, against our inclination to sin. Kay kaupod hit aton human nature nga magluya kita, ngan kundiri kita paghihirot, we can fall into sin. So, it is the struggle and the beauty of everyday life. Ako, like, I can share with you an experience. It's like, di rin ako magiging impatient dahil dalan. Because I live in the city and every day I experience the traffic. And then some people really drive crazy on the road. Di na maintindihan kung ano nga klase driving itiraging bubuhat. So, nakakadugang pahitim kaaringit, direct dalan. Nasaring ako, I'll be patient na. Di rin na ako mag-iisog, di rin na ako maaringit, di rin na ako magiging impatient when I'm on the road, no? And then, sige, buotan na. And then, haada na kitdalan. Tapos, may mga driver na di rin naintindihan kung paano mag-drive. Naaringit ka na dadaman. Salit, nasing, ano ba yan? Nasing pala ako nga, di rin na ako magiging impatient. diri na ak maaaringit on the road. And yet, ito na naman, naaaringit ak. Well, because of the traffic and because the way some drivers drive. Like kanina, actually, I went to a store. I was driving. Tapos pinark ko ang akong auto, ang akong sarakyan. Maayos yung pag-park ko, no? I park doon talaga sa designated na parking area. And then, paggawas ko, may kotse nga nakaharang kaakon, which shouldn't be done, di ba? Pag may kotse nga ada nakapark, diri ka angay di mo dapat hinaharang yung kotse na yon. Okay, so sabi ko, oh well, okay, siguro waray niya maparkingan, but actually, may mga vacant parking spaces. Ngayon may liwat mga lugar, no? Nga dire nakatapat sa kotse ko na pwede niya parkingan if he was waiting for someone or I don't know, for whatever reason nga nakaparada hiya. The driver was inside the car. So anyway, sabi ko sige, siguro siya maaram nga tigawas na ak. So I knocked on the window of the car and then told the driver, nakaharang po kayo, tigawas na ak. So I was asking him, requesting him kung pwede niya halinon iti auto para makagawas ak. Aba, nag-isog! He was texting lang he was texting and he had a dog with him. Nag-isog nga, tapos waray iiwas. Nakaharang lang talaga siya. Ginuhulat ko niya traffic light. I don't know, may niya mga rason. Sabi ko, please move your car. Kay may man space, direct imunahan. And there are actually vacant parking spaces where you can park your car. Basta nadiri, ayaw umalis sa likod ng sasakyan ko. I was leaving, so that was really rude. Hiya pa ang nag-iisog, nag-request na nga niya kaiya. Nga halino niya, because he was on the wrong, di ba? Di ka dapat nang haharang. And then, pag nakaharang ka, tigawas na it's auto, then you move para makagawas it auto. That's how it should be done, di ba? Pero nag-iisog pa niya. Sabi ko, ay, ano na lang ini, kahuman ko pala at sumingba. Di ko nagad ka rin mag-isog, pero pag may mga tao naman nga makaka-enkwentro na nga sugad it batasan, agad naman itim ka-aringit, di ba? Itim ka-aringit. Anyway, so yun, ang hirap rin magpakabait. Ang hirap magpakabait, gusto mo magpakabait, pero ang hirap din. Pero may kusang kinasin, hindi madali, mas madaling magpakabait kaysa magpakasalbahe, no? Pero, but the reality is, we do fall, no? We fall into some vices, no? Into some vices. And then nasa ring pakiana ni Father Marco kan Pope Francis, kay why do people go into vices? Nga it effect man niya, dili man maupay tiya effect. Nasing naman hi Pope Francis kay parudaman ko na iti kabataan, no? Karuyagin candy, tapos may mga lolo-lola, auntie-uncle na mga overindulgent. Like me, I'm overindulgent with my nephews and nieces. Kung nano't aroon, hahatag ko. Candy, oo, pero but my mom would tell me, ay, hitira pag pinanagin, candy. Labi na yun mga ngauna, kay mawawara ng appetite. Hindi kaya, ay, pag pinanagin mga candy, kay mahihibang itnipon. But, yun nga, sabi ko, mami, they're children. Let them enjoy, no? So, yung ganon. Marasa, the vice, no? It bisyo, nakakahatag immediate gratification, immediate pleasure, nakakahatag kalipayan, immediate yan. And then, kundi kita virtuous people, we will go for what is immediate, kung ano at largo abaton, no? Ini nga kalipayan nga atong largo abaton, ini nga rasa nga atong largo abaton. Pero ano naman consequences, no? Kung pag pipinatugahan tala itat kabataan magkinaonhin candy, na-enjoy hira, nalipayon hira, but then, nahihibangit ngipon, nagsusunit ngipon, na nabubulok yung ipin, nasisira. Hira na sinusulan, ngin hibang na itngipon. No? So that's a consequence. And then another consequence, kung pinakaunong tahirahin, can be magtamis before meals, sano it mangaon, mura na niragana hit pagkaon. So they end up malnourished. So in-enjoy nila ira candy, pero wala nira tama nga sustansya hit ira nawas. No? So that's the example that Pope Francis told Father Marco. Kay ano itawo, where are drawn bahan nira itbuglangan, which is not good, no? Of course, nahingangatawa kita because it's meant as a joke. Pero if we come to think of it, no, we cannot compare, and we should not compare itbuglangan ng simbahan, no? Nga mas sinusudlan pa hit aton kalalakinan. You'll notice, no? Kadamaan, if not all of them, itadit buglangan kalalakinan. Mas sinusudlan pa nira kontra hit simbahan. Masinghira kay kanang babae mait na pagsimba. So adi kami hit paghuigo, pagbulang, no? Which is wrong. And then, so yun, that's one vice, no? At paghuigo, then panigarilyo. Some people are chain smokers, no? Dara kay kadaman hayram. Well, there's pleasure, no, in smoking. And then nagiging ano nila yan parang pag nininervyos sa irasiring is their way, no, of pagpakalma ipanigarilyo until they become addicted to smoking. Nga itawo, no, nga chain smoker, di na niya inaabat gutom kasi parang nahiyahin permi puol. So the person doesn't eat on time, doesn't eat the proper meals, kaya itiya pag-abat puol na hiya. So again, what happens? Malnourished, and then nasasakit. Sakit habaga, and then some develop lung cancer. And it can happen years later, no? Bisan umudong ka na panigarilyo, but you can get the cancer several years later. So bisyo gives you immediate satisfaction, pero yung long-term effect, no? Dire maupay, nakakaraot ha, nakakahatag yan sakit, nahin problema, nahin kabiduan, no? Another vice sa sigarilyo, gulang, damo pa, no? Pag-inom daman. Again, these things give immediate pleasure, no? Na wawara yung mga problema at yung mga dire maupay nga inaabat, hinainom ka. But then when you wake up, ada lagi hap yung mga problema nga karoy kunta nim hingalimtan, no? Temporary la nga hingalimtan nim. Pero pag nahawhawan ka na, ay ada lagi hap kay wala man yung sulbara ang problema. And then what happens, no? Mga heavy drinker nagkaka-develop naman nasasakit, no? Cirrhosis of the liver, ulcer, daradaman kay nag-aawan yung pagkaon. So in the long run, no, diri nakakaupay. That's what the vices do to us. Okay, what about the virtues, no? The virtues are repeated good acts, no? Mag-upay nga binuhatan nga paulit-ulit, perminaton yung bubuhat. That's what make a virtue, no? Repeated good acts, actually vice naman ay opposite, repeated bad acts, no? So yung virtues requires effort, no? And then yung effect niya, unlike the vices, diri immediate, diretso itiya epekto. Pero in the long run, no, kinaiha, o pag kinaiha, aada kikita unta, it epekto it atong kinabuhi, not only physically but more importantly spiritually and also emotionally. It epekto it mga tao na adit atong paligid, maupay nga epekto. For example, what virtue, no? Yun, yung patience, no? The virtue of patience. May joke na, Lord, make me patient now na. That's impatience, right? Oo. So what happens pag na-develop that virtue, for example, of patience, maaram kita magpasensya, dili kita largo na naiinip, nag-iisog, naaringit, no? Na nakukontrol nato ni tatong kalugaringon, and then mas nagiging kampante kita, peaceful and calm, and then our relationship pakisamahan kay may nangingisog, di ba? Maadit at kulba, aara laman it aton kaaringit naman it nga tawo. Siguro pag pinangisog niya, no? And then dire na maupay it ato naging relasyon hit tawo. Okay. So, siring luwat ni Pope Francis usadaman nga iya analogy kay ano nga naduok itawo nga dahil bisyo, no? Nasinghiya, people are like fish. Pero lamang ko rin isda itawo. When they see the bait, they are drawn to it, no? Pag nakita yung pain, naduok hira para kaunon. Only to realize later na ang ira kinaon ngayon was poison. Nakakahibang haira. So, and then, iyan naman, analogy, virtues, they are like vitamins. Maraming vitamins. They help you grow, push you forward. No? Binubaligan kita hit vitamins nga sumuli, maging healthy, and then maging makusog. Para we can do a lot of things. And we can be energetic, and then look good. So we can look young, feel young, and then do a lot of things for the glory of God. And then vices are essentially parasitic, no? They eat on us, no? Kinakaon kita hit aton mga bisyo. And it makes the person weaker. Asya nga naluya itawo. Pulling them just a little bit lower each day, like doing the limbo until they hit the ground. So very dire it dagmit, no, nga panluya, but naabat na la kita nga, pero hindi na sugan hinka aktibo, hinka makusog like I was before, no? And then unti-unti, slowly we feel weak until we hit the ground. Nga, nanuya na gud kita, di na kita makagios. We are already slaves of our vices. Nagiging mga piriso kita in aton mga bisyo. So that's the danger, no, of vices. That's the danger of vices. So dinihini nga libro, no, nga Virtues and Vices, a conversation with Pope Francis. Pag-iistoryahan nila, ira gini-istorya, hiunuhan iba-iba nga virtue and the vice, okay? And I'll give you the examples, no? Hindi nga mga vices and virtues. Kasi sabi natin opposite hira, di ba? Magka-opposite. For example, the virtue of justice, and the opposite of the virtue of justice is the vice of injustice, no? Justicia, nahin kawara in justicia. Fortitude, inconstancy, no? The virtue of fortitude, iti opposite, inconstancy. Diri ka constant, gimbubuhat niya na, ang nagkirbuwasan, diri na nang gimbubuhat. So, kulang kahin persistence and perseverance. So, ito yung masasabi natin na example ni Naskugon, yan na, arisgado ka, pero kinabuwasan, wala na. And this is defect of many of us, no? Personally, and also as a society. Siyahan, arisgado, excited, no? Maupay, damo at gimbubuhat, pero kinaihaan, waray na, nahingangalimtan. Danay ngani, kadamaan, no, we live our projects unfinished, no? In the middle of the project, dire na human. And you know, dini kami monitoring team, Eastern Summer Development Projects monitoring team, kami Bishop, Judge Abit, Cesar Abit, and the others. We monitor aton projects on the road, no, mga infrastructure. And then yun ang nakakalungkot. Nga gintitikangan, o sa Matulay, for example, gintitikangan. Tapos dinahuman pira katuig, dinahuman. Di manghani, di halaba, di manghani, di dapuig. So yung mga ganyan, no, that's inconstancy. Ningas kugon. And then, kataliwat, example, kinahanglan ta mag-diet. Well, siguro dire diet, but we need to reduce, no? Because we're overweight. Ako, example ko yung sarili ko. I've been asked by my doctor to reduce. In fact, isa nga prescription niya nga waray bayad. But it's so hard to do. Stop eating too much. Because I'm overweight for my height. I'm overweight, no? So, magtitikang ako. There was actually a time I'm so proud na na-reach ko yung ideal weight ko. Tapos nasusulot ko na ng mga panakton. Nga waray ko nakasusulot. Dara kay di na ako. It was such a nice feeling. Magaan ka na. And then, you're healthier. Pero after some time, oh no, binalik. I gained a few more pounds. So, I need to reduce again. I need to weigh the right weight. So, it's not easy. It requires constancy. Dire nga, okay naman weight. Pwede na ako maunyahoy mga mga healthy nga pagkaon, mga chichirya, and then drink soda, and then drink carbohydrates, a lot of carbohydrates. I eat a lot of carbohydrates and sweets. Nako, yan ang mabilis magpataba, pero ang sarap, di ba? Marasa. Halit, mahuri dumiri. But we have to be constant. Like before, gin-substitute ko na yung mga chips and mga chichirya. I have not vegetables, but I have fruits. No, apple, ano pa bang, banana. Yes, so I should be eating them instead of the chichirya. Okay, so, pero ang sarap kasi, no? Ang sarap ng mga chichirya. Ngayon, mga magtamis, marasala. Pero, hindi rin nakakaupahit lawas. Siguro, paminsan-minsan, and then small amounts lang. Okay, another example of temperance and wrath, no? Yung nakokontrol naton aton kaaringit, aton isog. And the opposite is wrath, no? Anger, na madali ka mag-isog. And then prudence and foolishness, no? The virtue is prudence, and then the vice is foolishness. And then the virtue of faith, and then the vice is infidelity. The virtue of charity, and the vice is envy, no? Mahigugmaon ka, and then the other is maawaon ka. And the virtue of hope, and then the vice is desperation. So, hope, naglaom ka, na you have faith in God, you trust Him, but then the opposite is desperation, na nawawaraan ka dayon Him paglaom, no? And you become desperate, and then you become depressed. So, dinihini nga libro nga Vices and Virtues, no? A Conversation with Pope Francis. We will discuss more in depth ini nga interplay hit vice and virtue hit aton personal nga kinabuhi. Ngan uunan unta nga ma-overcome naton ini nga mga bisyo, nga mga vices. Unan unta to have more control, no, of ourselves, to have mastery of ourselves para ma-develop ta it mga virtues nga asyet naghahatag hinungod nga kalipayan nga magdadaraha aton ngadto hit kinabuhi nga walang hanggan, nga walang katapusan nga kalipayan. And that's what we all want, right? That's what we all want. So, Wow, there's so much no to discuss. Kasi catechesis in Pope Francis, and this comes in part. So, di na nga nagtitikan ipagong na tuig. Let's talk about the virtues and vices, no? And how we can develop virtues and overcome the vices so that we can be truly happy this new year 2024 and all the years to come, so that we will end up no in our final home, final destination na naghahatag ha aton in ungod nga kalipayan, and that's heaven. So thank you again for watching our program. Lima Gatos Katuig nga PAGTOO of 500 years of faith in celebration of the 500 years of Christianity that the Spaniards brought to our islands 500 years ago. Bye everyone. God bless. See you next time.